Hi, this is Brian at Leelyn Smith with your Q2 2025 update. And remember, at Leelyn Smith, we try to reach client goals with the least amount of risk possible. Okay, we're titling this video Tariffs and Trade Rewrite because the United States is attempting to rewrite the global trading system. The question is why and how does this impact us? So in order to answer that, we need to cover some history, the current situation, and then the attempt of these tariffs. So let's dive in, there's a lot to cover. So the extremely brief history of this is in 1934, the United States initiates the process of opening up its economy to global free trade. Now, fast forward to 1944, after World War II ended, this is the Bretton Woods Agreement, by the way. 44 nations meet, and they decide that the United States is the reserve currency for the world. And in that process, the United States also becomes the safe haven currency for the world. Now, in 1971, the Bretton Woods Agreement was ended, but the structure remained with the United States being the reserve currency and safe haven. In 1949, NATO was created. 32 member nations, European and North American nations, decided to make a collective defense against the Soviet Union and affiliated communist nations. So now you have safe haven currency, reserve currency, and defense are all linked. Now, more recently, NATO, the World Trade Organization, comes to all state full access to markets, yet the United States is the only country that has allowed full access to its markets. Some countries levy tariffs on the United States, ally and enemy alike. For example, Germany, who's obviously an ally, tariffs United States autos going into Germany. The US also provides defense for member nations, which is obviously becoming more of an issue. Since 2000, when China entered the World Trade Organization, the United States has lost around 5 million manufacturing jobs. In 2014, NATO countries agree that everyone is going to commit at least 2% of GDP to national defense. Few countries have done this. The United States provides by far the most. Now, it's the largest economy, but it's also providing a larger piece of its GDP. You add national security concerns on top of this trade situation, and it becomes a real conundrum. Now we're over to the tariffs in modern day. So what is the attempt of these tariffs? The first attempt is to decrease the value or devalue the United States currency a bit. Because of the reserve currency status and the safe haven status, there is a consistent demand for the United States currency, increasing its value. That increase in value inherently puts United States goods globally at a disadvantage. They're simply more expensive in other countries because of the currency exchange. The second attempt from these tariffs is to encourage countries to remove their tariffs. Third is to allow full access to their markets as per the agreements. And then fourth is to encourage manufacturing in the United States. Now, the overvaluation of the US dollar and existing tariffs result in a trade imbalance. Plus, it discourages manufacturing in the United States, not only for international companies, but also for domestic companies. That's become a serious issue given national security problems. This is simply an attempt to rectify that situation. Now, this comes at a cost. There are risks to this. Number one, inherently, tariffs are inflationary to US consumers. Now, deregulation is underway already. The United States is expected to, at the end, around November of this year of 2025, the current corporate tax bill will expire, and it is expected that the United States will decrease further its corporate tax rates, which should, along with deregulation, make manufacturing in the United States more attractive. Now, this results in temporary uncertainty, and when uncertainty reigns, the stock market does not like that. Beginning 2025, the stock market was overvalued. This tariff situation was simply the impotence for a market correction. That's what we've seen up to this point. If this works, if this global rewrite works, this should be a net win for the United States and would also hopefully make Europe stronger on a defense level. All right, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for our next video. And remember, at Leelyn Smith, we try to reach client goals with the least amount of risk possible. Thanks for watching.